Welcome everyone. Let's dive right into this explainer. So, have you ever searched for a tech tutorial online? Something totally mundane like how to reset a forgotten password? And you end up watching this blurry, shaky screen recording where someone's just kind of mumbling into their microphone for 10 minutes? Yeah, we've all been there. But today, we're looking at something completely different. We're doing a director's style deconstruction of a creative brief for a highly professional, 30-second 3D animated tutorial titled How to Reset Windows Password. This isn't just about fixing a laptop, guys. It's a literal masterclass in visual storytelling and audience retention. We're going to break down exactly how a creator takes a super standard technical process and turns it into a visually captivating experience that viewers actually want to watch.
Now check out this overarching style mandate for the project. It explicitly demands ultra-realistic 3D animation, cinematic lighting, 4K quality. I mean, just think about those words for a second. We're talking about a password reset tutorial here, but the visual direction sounds like it's straight out of a pitch for a blockbuster sci-fi movie. By applying these high-end professional YouTube tutorial looks, we're talking smooth camera movements, a slick 16:9 aspect ratio. The creator's entirely transforming a really mundane technical task into this captivating visual experience. It's honestly a brilliant strategy. It basically says to the viewer, hey, your time is valuable, and I'm going to give you this information in the absolute most beautiful, frictionless way possible.
Moving on to Section 1, the cinematic tech vision and planning the 30-second journey.
So when you've only got 30 seconds to work with, planning your journey is absolutely crucial. Take a look at this straightforward 5-scene storyboard. Step 1 is the initial failure, establishing the problem right off the bat. Step 2 moves us right into the recovery interface. Step 3 dials up the tech with some hologram verification. Step 4 gives us that sweet success and unlock. And finally, Step 5 wraps the whole shebang up with branding and a call to action, or CTA. Having this clear mental roadmap, it's essential. Because when you only have half a minute to tell a story, solve a problem, and promote your brand, there is absolutely zero room for fluff. Every single scene literally has to pull its weight. And as we go through each step, you're going to see exactly how the visual elements support this super tight narrative structure.
All right, Section 2, setting the scene and exploring the incorrect password tension.
The brief establishes our setting right away, a modern office desk with a Windows 11 laptop. This immediately grounds you, the viewer, and establishes the narrative of a user just trying to log in. But the really crucial point here is how it's lit and framed. The brief calls for soft blue lighting and realistic reflections, and you might be wondering, why does this matter? Well, imagine the camera slowly zooming toward that laptop screen. That soft blue lighting creates this moody, slightly dramatic atmosphere, while the realistic reflections on the desk and the screen make the 3D environment feel tangible, like it's a premium space. As that camera slowly pushes in, it builds immediate focus and this real sense of tension around that universally dreaded incorrect password message. I mean, we've all felt that pit in our stomach when we realize we're locked out, right? This scene perfectly captures that emotional beat using purely visual cues.
Okay, Section 3, animating the UI and the tech magic in recovery.
Here, the brief demands glowing blue UI animations. In the animation itself, the cursor clicks Forgot Password and the Windows recovery interface appears. But get this, it doesn't just pop up, it glows. The camera pans so smoothly across the screen, guiding your eye exactly where it needs to go. By making the UI glow and keeping that camera movement buttery smooth, the creator turns what is normally a pretty standard software menu into this engaging piece of tech magic. They completely bypass the look of a flat, boring web browser.
And wow, they take that tech magic even further in Scene 3. Think about the requirements for these security verification icons, a shield symbol, email verification, and phone verification. But wait, they aren't just your standard static icons. No, the brief specifically asks for futuristic blue hologram effects and a clean technology style. This is really where that ultra-realistic 3D element shines. Let's be honest, security verification is arguably the absolute most boring part of resetting a password in real life. But here, in this animation, it's represented by these cool, futuristic holograms just floating and animating on screen. It literally transforms a tedious multi-factor authentication process into a visually rewarding experience. It totally keeps your eyes glued to the screen.
Next up, Section 4, Resolution and Smooth Transitions, Achieving the Unlock.
This visual contrast we're discussing is really at the heart of the animation's success. Think about our starting point, the incorrect password message. That was our tension. Then, moving to the resolution, the user creates a new password and this big, satisfying green checkmark pops up with the text, "Password reset successful." Bam! That's a relief.
It's a micro-narrative, really. It's like the classic hero's journey, just compressed in a half a minute. By visually contrasting the user's initial state of failure with this triumphant green checkmark, the animation packs a highly intentional, super relatable emotional arc into a very, very short window of time.
And the reward for that success? Visual seamlessness. We need a smooth transition to the Windows desktop, so the laptop officially unlocks and the desktop loads up. But because the whole mandate is cinematic and 4K, this obviously can't be some clunky, lagging load screen. Not a chance. It has to be this buttery smooth visual flow that just reinforces that feeling of relief and success. The problem is solved and order is finally restored to the user's digital world.
Bringing us to Section 5, Final Branding and CTA, the creator's signature.
So let's break down these final visual elements. The camera zooms out to show the laptop resting back on the desk, basically bringing us back into the real world. But it stays dynamic, right? Floating tech icons appear around it, keeping all that visual momentum going. Then the text overlays hit the 16:9 screen. Subscribe for more Windows tips, along with the creator's brand name, Tech Star Rafik. Now, did you notice what's deliberately absent here? The brief specifically asked for no watermark. So instead of slapping a cheap-looking watermark over the entire video, the creator uses this dedicated, high-quality 3D outro to drive viewer action. It's a really sophisticated, professional way to round out the animation. Because think about it, if you just watched an incredibly sleek, cinematic guide that solved your problem in 30 seconds, you are highly likely to hit that subscribe button for Techstar Rafik.
So, as we wrap up this explainer today, I really want to leave you with this one thought. How can futuristic holograms and 4K 3D animation transform your next tech tutorial? We've seen exactly how applying ultra-realistic, cinematic techniques to something as simple as a password reset completely upgrades the content. It turns a chore into a total visual treat, maximizing viewer retention and, honestly, building a premium brand. So the next time you're tasked with explaining a complex or maybe kind of dry process, ask yourself, how can I elevate this? How can I use lighting, pacing, and visual magic to not just inform my audience, but absolutely captivate them? Think about it. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive, and keep looking for ways to make your information truly unforgettable.